What's good, everybody, and welcome to Sarcasm City presents the Walk to the Octagon podcast with myself, LYNDRIK, my man BEANZ, and we got a special guest tonight, Mr. Sam Brown. What's up, Sam? Give some praise. What?
Thanks.
Go for it, bro.
I was going to say, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries at all, man. No worries at all. You've always got some great insights in the comments, man. So it's great to bring you on and have a proper chat with you. We're going to be talking about tonight's events, Gaethje versus Khabib. And but before we start in that, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in live. If you're catching this on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter afterwards, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. So, guys, let's get into it. It was a good night. Yeah. It was a really good night.
It was an amazing night.
It was an amazing night for you, Mr.
Maybe not for you Gaethje fans. Maybe not for you Gaethje fans.
Yeah, I lost money.
I don't have a listen. I don't have a preference either way, man. I don't have a preference either way. But I'm just saying, you BEANZ is like BEANZ is out here trying to be Khabib's boyfriend, bro. He's like, oh Khabib, let me hold your hand. Like I can't, bro. I can't be dealing with it.
Don't hate. Just because I'm sat in the winning corner.
Listen, hey, I'm there with you, bro. I'm there with you. It was a great fight, man. I think surprised. I wasn't surprised by any of it. I wasn't shocked by any of it. I did really feel Khabib's passion from the start of the fight till the end of the fight. You could definitely see that. You could definitely feel it. And I think him showing that emotion at the end in the middle of the ring, obviously with him losing his father early on in the year and all that kind of stuff. I think, you know, that to me showed how badly he wanted to win this fight, you know? And I think, you know, him having his undefeated record, and it's almost like, well, what's he got to fight for anyway? He's already the best. He almost wanted to win that fight more than Gaethje did. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah. But let's start with our special guest, Sam. What's happening, bro? Let's what are your thoughts on the fight, bro? What are you with Khabib?
Well, I'm surprised, to be honest. I didn't think it'd be that easy.
Really?
Yeah. No, I thought Gaethje was going to be his toughest test, especially after Ferguson. I mean, he pieced Ferguson. He was going after them legs. I mean, he was a bit sloppy, but I thought at the end of the first round, when his coach said, calm down, when he said that on the last fight, he calmed down, and then that's when he started piecing Ferguson up. But
yeah,
light work.
It was light work, man. It looked
easy.
like it.
It's his easiest finish he's had.
And he, you know, he took some shots as well. He ate some shots, man. And he
didn't like them leg kicks.
No, not at all. And it's a shame that it's not a shame. It happened, but he just set the pace, didn't he, from the beginning? So it was like, Gaethje was running from the beginning. Like the pace was too quick for him. I don't think he expected Khabib to come out firing like that.
Well, that's the game plan, though. He has been saying as soon as his back was against the fence, he's going to be running back to the centre. So he did what he said he was going to do, but he did look a bit desperate. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Well, it's what Khabib does, isn't it? He just goes forward like a train. Is what it is.
He's one of those guys.
He's a one-trick pony that can't be ridden.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's just what he is, isn't he? BEANZ, man, give us your insight, bro, Mister. I love Khabib. Thank you, Khabib.
All right. So obviously, from last night, what we were saying, in terms of the styles, we have. We did say last night that we thought if it was going to go early, it would be Gaethje. If it was late, it would be Khabib. What I kind of picked up from the fight was, thought they looked a bit cagey. You could definitely tell that they both respected each other's game.
Yeah.
In the first round.
Yeah.
Obviously, Khabib was pressing the fight, which he normally does. And like I said last night on the preview show, people underestimate Khabib's stand-up game. If you obviously we all watched it. He was actually out jabbing and beating Gaethje to the punch as well. We know the Gaethje's going to go for the leg kicks. and you can tell he hurt Khabib with at least 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when it comes to the takedowns, it just made it look easy like he normally does. But I was surprised that he was able to take Gaethje down as easy as what he did.
Yeah, and straight him out as well.
Yeah, I thought he would have had a bit more resistance in him. But yeah, it wasn't a massive surprise. I was just more surprised because of the fact that Gaethje's got a great wrestling background. So
yeah.
I
mean, it shows the strength of Khabib as well, because he was able to make his maneuvers so quickly with Gaethje, and Gaethje just looked uncomfortable on the ground. He looked, for me, he looked panicked from the get-go.
He didn't want to be there. Yeah, he didn't want to be there. When he got to the ground, you could tell. It was almost like he thought, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean,
like he talked himself out of it. Like, it's like he was saying to himself, I can't win on the ground. I can't win on the ground. It's like he started telling himself. So he just looked panicked.
Well, I mean, it took him down at the end of the first round, and he had that triangle choke pretty much locked in then.
Yeah.
So it was within 15 seconds. He would have tapped, I think, if it was more time in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, Gaethje was literally on the ground for like less than a minute, and he basically got subbed twice almost.
Yeah.
So it's pretty poor.
Pretty much.
I don't think Khabib's stand-up's that good, to be honest. I think it's more that people are so worried about the takedown that they're not watching out for the strikes. It's the same reason why he dropped McGregor.
Yeah.
If you watch it back, he threw that over right, but McGregor thought he was going for a shot, so he dropped his hands and just got caught.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying last night. He has this technique that he uses when he shoots. If he don't get you, then he feints to shoot.
He's got chain wrestling.
Yeah, and then he comes with either left or right, and he normally 9 times out of 10 he does connect and he does drop people. So it wasn't
he's
no
got
surprise.
That shovel hook, hasn't he? It's that uppercut.
Yeah, it's completely unorthodox compared to like a lot of other fighters. Even in boxing or MMA, it's just completely different. You don't see that kind of shot.
Do you think? Gaethje was surprised by Khabib's power?
Well, everyone says that. Everyone that fights him afterwards, they say they can't believe how strong he is.
Yeah, because I mean, even because those jabs looked like they were doing damage for me to Gaethje, and he was getting through the guard as well. It was like step forward and getting through the guard, and that looked painful for me in Gaethje's face. He looked like he didn't like those shots at all.
Oh yeah, well, who likes getting punched in the face?
Yeah, but he's one of those guys that will take a shot to throw a shot.
Yeah, always.
Last night, one of them. So it's strange. It was strange to see him get hit by those jabs and just be like, "Oh, I don't know, man."
Gaethje gets hit though. Gaethje gets hit a lot.
Yeah.
If you look at the stats. Yeah. I think he's got the highest significant strike per round. He lands like 8, but he also takes like 7.
Right.
So he's got one of the highest received significant strikes per round in the division. But he just gives as much as he takes.
Which is what I was saying. Yeah. Which is what I was saying last night. He don't mind taking a shot to land his, but when he was taking the shots, he wasn't really throwing anything back.
Yeah. He landed some nice strikes, I thought.
Once with a... Yeah, he landed some good ones. There was one where I think Khabib threw a jab and he caught him with a hook. On the,
it's just a bit wild.
He just didn't follow up. He didn't follow up. Yeah, he didn't follow up with it.
Wild,
I don't think you can take anything away from.
Sense.
I don't think you can take nothing away from Gaethje. I just think Khabib was that polished in his performance. I don't think you can be like, don't take nothing away from Gaethje. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it was Khabib's night.
Oh yeah,
because he's just that. Yeah, he's just yeah.
Gaethje did look messy to me though. He looked really messy. In that first, I knew at the end of the first round, I knew this is not going any further. This is not going to go any further than the second round because Gaethje looked knackered.
Yeah, he always looks like that.
Yeah, in a lot. He's got a great tank. He does. Yeah, like Sam said, he does. He looks like that most of the time, and he's like that. He's like that from round 1 to round 5. But he's got a great gas tank. I just think maybe even the occasion it might have been that, because you have to remember these guys put themselves through hell and back, you know what I mean, to get to that level. And then when it comes to the day, you're obviously going to be a little bit nervous. I don't really take into that. I don't think that you can ever take that out of anybody. You're going to be nervous at somewhere in the fight. But
he said he likes
I just think Khabib would just.
He likes to be scared.
Some guys do. Yeah. I think some people thrive on that, and then others will just buckle under the pressure. I don't think, like I say, I just don't think you can take nothing away from Gaethje. I just think Khabib was that good.
Well,
and the mad thing is, there's more to come, I think, as well. That's how scary it is.
We got Justin was backpedaling a lot, not like he was commanding in the first Ferguson fight.
No, he did. He was like that in the Ferguson fight for me, but the thing is, he didn't have to worry about being taken down. So even though he could, was one thing that you got to look at with Gaethje. He's got great movement. He never stays in he don't stay in what you call the pocket. He's always on the move. But when you're fighting someone like Ferguson, you don't necessarily have to worry about being taken down. So you can move, but you can also attack as well. So I understand the point, definitely. But
Ferguson isn't one to shoot.
Yeah,
he won't shoot a takedown. He'll do like an Imanari roll or some stupid bullshit like that.
Yeah, which he tried. Which he did try in that fight.
Yeah, he tries it in every fight.
Yeah.
So then, what is next for Khabib? Like, who else really? Who really has he got to fight in that division?
He retired.
And does he move up and go and fight? I don't know. An Usman or a Masvidal, is he able to get big enough to fight those guys, or
he'll never fight again?
You don't think he'll ever fight again?
He retires. He put his gloves down. He said he told his mum that this would be his last fight, and he's not one to go back on his word. I don't think he'll ever fight again, which is great news because it means Poirier McGregor in January is going to be for the belt, and somehow we're going to end up with McGregor as champ again next year, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that I've seen fighters say they retired so many times.
No, Khabib, he's a man of his word, always has been.
I don't know, bro.
If that's his last fight, then fair play to him. He went out.
Well, he said
he's beat everybody
without his dad again.
Yeah, I don't blame him because you can tell that's definitely played on his mind throughout this whole. This whole build up to the fight, 100%.
Well, I've never seen a tiny bit of emotion from Khabib before, and he was bawling his eyes out. So,
would this even be a fight that people would want to see now?
GSP won't happen. Never, it won't happen.
Is it even a fight that people want to see though? Because it's like
I don't want to see a 40-year-old GSP at 155.
No,
it's like I don't even really want to see Anderson Silva again.
Well,
no, once he broke his leg out. Yeah, once he broke his leg, I didn't want to ever see him back in the cage again. But money talks.
Well, he's fighting. Is it next week? And then that's his last fight.
Yeah.
But
against the right hole.
Yeah, he's gonna get knocked out.
It's like Cormier said that he's packed in, yeah. But if John Jones actually comes back in and goes into heavyweight, and he actually does this thing and he wins his first fight or whatever, Cormier is gonna want to fight John Jones at heavyweight.
No, it's too late now.
The thing is,
have you seen him in that shirt?
That doesn't mean he's not going to want to fight him. Listen, we will say it's too late. He's too old. It's this, it's that, the other. But the fact of the matter is two things: money talks, and Cormier really wanted to fight Jones at heavyweight. It can happen. The thing with Khabib, in Khabib's sense, is okay, cool. But fighters like that are born-bred fighters. It's in them. They need it. They need to do it. And money talks. If he got offered what Conor was getting offered on pay-per-view and stuff like that to make 100 million a fight, he's gonna go and do that fight, bro. He's gonna take the fight, and he's young enough to do it. It's not a problem for him.
You have to look at the characters of the fighters as well. So with Cormier, we all know like he's got a massive ego. So that'll be more than anything else. Forget about money. It'll be because you don't need it. You don't need them. You don't really need the money. It'll be his ego more than anything else. Yeah, and with Khabib, he's very much very humble. He's a quiet guy. He's not one for the limelight. you know what I mean? And he's a family man first. So
if
that's his last fight, and if he's saying,
does he not do that fight then?
He won't rematch McGregor.
You never give me rematch McGregor?
No.
What for? He's got nothing to prove. He don't need to prove anything to McGregor. It doesn't matter whether we say, yeah, money. But this is what I'm trying.
They just made 10 million.
You have to look at the character of the person. It's not about the money for some of these guys. You know what I mean? Like with Khabib, how he lives his life. You know what I mean? It's not like he needs it. He don't need the money. He don't live no lavish lifestyle. He's not that
before this
person,
fight.
So,
Khabib was worth 50 million. Before this fight, it was worth 50 million. He's just got paid 10 million to turn up, and he'll have pay-per-view on that, so he'll probably make another 10 million. The guy's worth like 70 million. He don't need it. He's going to be back in Russia, taking care of his mum.
Well, the comments are agreeing with you lot. Thoughts on Khabib retiring? I think it's amazing, especially after his father passing. I think that is amazing, and I think obviously it was a great way to pay homage to his dad by winning that fight. And you know, a lot of people did think that Gaethje was his toughest test. How much of that is just gassing? I don't know.
No, it's no gas.
Yeah, think about it as well. Like his dad's the guy that's taught him everything he knows, not just in the cage, outside of the cage as well. So now he's not there because he's just recently passed away. This was before his dad passed away. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's done it. The legacy that he leaves behind is something that not many guys in any combat sport can actually do. Retire on top and undefeated. So he doesn't have nothing left to prove. You know what I mean? There's only, like you say, exactly. There's only Ferguson in that division, realistic, that he hasn't fought. But does he need to fight Ferguson?
That
Not
fight's
really.
cursed anyway.
Yeah.
It's been on, and this is the thing. I think a recent interview that I watched him have as well, Khabib, he actually said that you don't need to fight Ferguson. What for? Basically, that's what he was saying.
Gaethje took his soul. We don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever be the same as well, Ferguson, after that beating.
Well, it was scary when he was shaking his head.
I mean, he got leathered, didn't he?
Yeah. Proper.
He got leathered, bro. Like,
got took apart.
And to be honest, I've always been of the mindset that Ferguson was the one to beat Khabib, and then Gaethje just took him to town.
But also, saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean he's not.
Well, yeah, it's not. MMA math doesn't work that way.
Fights, and Ferguson might just have the tank to get through.
Well, he's a bit slicker on the ground, on the bottom.
Yeah. It's do you know what? For me, it was a great fight. I think it was the result most people wanted to see. We all enjoyed it. We had a good time on it. So, well done to Khabib, and God bless him and his family, and rest in peace to his dad. Respect from the Walk to Octagon podcast. You definitely got fans here because BEANZ loves you, bro. So if you
he loves me too, bro. Don't worry about that.
I mean, listen, maybe he does. Maybe he does. Who am I? Who am I to judge? But yeah, man. So it's good for them. Okay, so let's talk about Whittaker, because
fire.
He seems to me like he's just getting better and better.
Amazing performance, I thought.
Unreal performance. Performance, bro.
I mean, he always looks like that. The only time he didn't look like that was against Izzy.
Yeah. But who looks good against Izzy?
Yeah, not many.
Do you know what I mean?
Marvin Vettori, but that was about fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was disappointed with Cannon. I was disappointed with Cannon there tonight because I called that last night that I thought he might win just because of the 1 punch power that he's got. But yeah, he just looked like the crystals. He looked like daring headlights. He just like he didn't really want to engage with Whittaker. I think obviously had the leg kicks and they was working.
I think I saw that he only threw 9 strikes to the head in 3 rounds.
Yeah,
that's just insane.
Yeah, it wasn't much. Yeah, and Whittaker was on his game.
Also, it was like Whittaker put fear into his eyes, innit? Because it's like every time he stepped forward, Whittaker was just banging him with that jab.
Yeah, Whittaker's got a nice one too. And when he follows up with that high kick, I don't know why people get someone for it. He does it every time, and everyone just walks into it.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Every fight.
He lands that head kick on everyone. The only person he didn't land it on was Izzy, but that's because Izzy's fight IQ is just too high.
And it comes from a weird angle.
Ridiculous.
He puts his body into some weird positions to get that kick off, and it's like, you know, that's hard to dodge. But Izzy's different, and he, like you say, Izzy's a special fighter, and he's just a special kind of fighter. He's one of them.
He's just like a Khabib. In a sense of get beat, like I said last night, unless they beat themselves. Like you just can't stop them.
Or unless he fights John Jones, and then
he'll beat John Jones. I was listening to you guys saying that last night, and I was thinking, he will. John Jones is past it, man.
He beats John Jones if you can't get John Jones, probably from 5 years ago. Because you can never take nothing away from what he's accomplished.
Listen, he's never gonna be John Jones. He's never gonna be that. He has to be John Jones from now.
Yeah, easy work.
John Jones from now, his fight IQ is so far beyond. He's dead. What are you talking about? Listen. I know my shit.
Now who sounds like a fanboy? Oh,
I'm a fan of John Jones. Listen, I take it. But my thing is, I get what people are saying when they look at the Reyes fight and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I understand it. I understand what people are saying and how he looks against Gustafsson. I get it all. But the fact of the matter is that for me, Jones needs to be back in a hungry state of mind. It's not about his physicality. It's not about whether he can do it or not. He can definitely do it. It's his mindset. If he's hungry for it, if he's got a challenge and something to he feels he actually got to overcome, then you will see a very sharp, very different, aggressive.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this then.
Yeah, I've got to come back as well.
Let me ask you this question. If you're saying that about John Jones, and don't get me wrong, I rate John Jones. Like, for me, he is the greatest of all time, pound for pound. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Though I probably put Khabib closely behind him. But if like I say, if you look at those fights that he's had, Gustafsson, the two fights there, Santos, Reyes, he has not looked good. Apart from the second Gustafsson fight,
he looked good there.
His tactic. He looked good there, but that's about it. Yeah, he was, and this is a guy with one leg.
No legs. Both legs were fucked.
But why would he? But why would he care about Santos? It's John Jones. Why does he give a shit? So
but
if he's looking at these guys and saying, "Oh, I can walk through them. I don't really have to try. I can just take this to points."
Nah, come on, bro. You will know that he's got an ego as well. Like, your ego alone does not want to get bruised. If you're saying, "Oh, it's only Santos," so you don't want to go in there and get by him. If it's only Gustafsson, you don't want to get beat by him. It's only Reyes. You don't want to get beat by these guys just for your ego alone.
People's ego can affect a lot of things, bro, and his ego can affect the level in which he's fighting. Whether he wants to beat him or thinks he can't lose from him. Either way, the fact of the matter is his ego could be playing in it. I don't need to try because I can beat this guy easily by not even trying. Right? What I'm saying is, none of those guys, for John Jones, in terms of what he's done, come close to John Jones as a fighter in general.
In his prime.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is,
in his prime.
It is like, what is? But if if he still feels he's in his prime, we're not to say because I don't live in his head. If he still feels like he's in his prime or he's getting better, and these guys are coming up behind him, they're just young kids in the game to him. So why is it anything to motivate him? And he's still winning the fights. Now, that can be controversial. We've seen all those results. We get it. Whatever.
So if that's the case, retire.
So what I'm saying
If
to
that's
you
the
is,
case, you retire.
what I'm saying to you is now he seems like he's found a challenge. He's got a challenge, so he's hungry again. He's starting at the bottom of the totem pole if he goes into heavyweight because
he's going straight into a title fight.
no, I get what you no. What I'm saying is he has to prove that he can bang at heavyweight.
I think
he doesn't have to. His name alone.
I think he's got a hard on for John Jones.
Yeah,
we're meant to be talking about Whittaker.
He has on it.
Nah. Because you man, just chat shit.
Let's talk about Robert Whittaker and Cannonier for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to defend John Jones for 10 minutes.
It's just meant to be the greatest ever, bro.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is he just don't have it no more, and sometimes that happens to the best of the fighters. Look at Muhammad Ali, it happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Look at Mike Tyson, it happened to him. The only person it's not happened to in recent times is Mayweather. That's why I don't want to see this guy, no matter who calls him out, no matter how much money is on the table, sit your ass down and enjoy the fruits of your labor. The only
way to beat Stylebender is to take him down. And when was the last time you saw John Jones attempt to take down? 3 years ago?
Gustafsson, I think. Is it Gustafsson? I think that's the last
person
I seen him
it
take
was,
down.
yeah. But when was that? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It's got to be around that time.
3 years ago, was it? Yeah, 4 years ago.
And that was picograms, John, as well.
It doesn't mean anything.
So yeah, what's next for Whittaker? Does he get another title shot with his?
Yeah, got to run it back.
Yeah, he has to. I don't think he's going to win. But
it'll be the same.
And do you think? Yeah, it should be the same outcome, but I think it might be closer.
Well, Whittaker.
If Whittaker fights to the level. Yeah, he's got to be more aggressive.
Well, he was just wild that first fight. He was just, it was telegraphing shit. He was throwing them punches from the other side of the octagon. Izzy could read them from a mile away.
I mean,
definitely. What do you think about Cannonier? What do you think happens to him now?
Well,
can he come back from that? Or
oh yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, he didn't look bad. He just didn't throw any punches. I mean, he still rocked Whittaker with the jab in the last round.
Yeah, in the last round. Yeah, the last round.
He had him wobbly at the end, but I mean, the problem is, I mean, you've got Till fighting Jack Hermansson. Cannonier's already fought Hermansson. That was his last fight, and he beat him. Yeah. So
that was his last fight.
I suppose maybe you put him against Till if Till beats Hermansson, or maybe you do the rematch with Hermansson, because I imagine Whittaker's going to get the title shot next. So Till or Hermansson's going to be sitting for a while.
Does Till beat Cannonier?
No.
Not at all.
I'm not on the Till hype. He's a good fighter, but he doesn't throw enough. Yeah,
I agree with you.
If he threw more, but I mean, he's still living off knocking Donald Cerrone out like 4 years ago at welterweight. If we're being honest, he's decent, and he's got good striking. He just doesn't.
I do like him.
He got ruined by Masvidal.
I do like Till.
Yeah, did get ruined by Masvidal. Yeah, but he clocked Masvidal at the start and dropped him.
Yeah, and all props to Till for even giving Masvidal that shot. Do you know what I mean? Because really, that fight pushed Masvidal's career massively.
That was the start. It was Till and then Askren won it for Masvidal.
Askren,
it's just beyond. I love Masvidal, but that's just.
Well, have you seen him recently? That guy's been wild on Twitter with Donald Trump.
Dude, I do not agree with his politics. Masvidal's a fighter. I love.
Did you see that suit that he was wearing? Jesus Christ, that could have fit DC.
I didn't watch it. I don't really. I don't get involved with all the stuff in America. It falls the shit out of me.
I don't care about the politics, bro. I just want to see you fight. If I like you as a fighter, I like you as a fighter. I'm not.
Oh yeah, Masvidal's a good fighter. There's no doubt about that. He's got a mean body kick.
Bang Covington out, bro.
I don't see it.
You don't think Masvidal can beat Covington?
I mean, I think he can, but I don't think he will.
Oh, that's.
See, I hate Covington. I cannot stand him. Yeah, but
you think
as a fighter, he's good.
Why is that, Beans? Because every time I say something, you've got to say the opposite so that we can have a banter. But you know what?
No.
The thing with
Covington, you know why I don't like Covington? Yeah, I don't like him because he's racist, bro. That's why I don't like him. So that's why I don't like him. And that's just. But as a fighter, I'll put that to one side and say yes, he's an exceptional fighter. and I do think he would beat Masvidal.
The thing with
That's why I don't
Covington
like
is,
him.
if he fights someone like Masvidal, he ain't going to stand and bang with him. He's going to take him down. And he's going to do what Usman did to him. And it's just going to be
wrestling as well. Commenting.
It's going to be a similar fight to Masvidal Usman, in my opinion.
That's a difficult. Anyway, I'm saying nothing. Forget it. Fuck it. Don't matter.
Masvidal could catch him.
Disrespectful, man. Like you lot are disrespectful, bro. Masvidal is so much better than you lot are giving him credit for. I'm just saying.
Hey, all credit to Masvidal. I just said he could knock him out, but I just think Covington isn't dumb enough to play that game. He'll take him down.
I think Covington...
There's about 15 people that have figured Masvidal out before. Don't forget that. If not more.
Got a lot of losses on his record.
Is it 14 losses?
Journeyman George.
14 losses.
There's something like that. It's quite a lot.
From the Usman one, I think it's 14.
I mean, he looked good in the Usman fight.
What about
dude? I mean, the guy had a weight cut a week before. Like,
no, he knew that fight was happening. Don't believe all that bollocks. That guy had been training for about 8 weeks.
No.
Yeah, of course.
He was the one that
kind of fight if you want to.
I mean, yeah, probably.
You don't take that kind of fight on a week's notice.
I've never seen Masvidal gassed by the second round, bro. He looked gassed by the second round. Like, he definitely didn't have a full training camp for that fight. It just didn't happen.
I think he had a full training camp. I just don't think he cut weight as he would normally cut weight. I think he cut all the weight in the last week, whereas normally you'd be trying to diet beforehand.
And I think
he's looking fat now, though. Have you seen him recently? The guy's looking heavy.
He's not training, though, is he?
He's got a beer belly.
He's much bigger. Like, he drops a good 20 pounds to be at his weight. Like,
he's big. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's not little.
But he used to fight at 155.
If he moved up, how would he fare?
No, he wouldn't handle it. He used to be a lightweight.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's naturally bigger now, so
yeah, but he's not big enough to be. I mean, the middleweights are as big as the heavyweights nowadays.
Yeah,
they just cut weight. There's heavyweights that could cut down to middleweight if they really wanted to. They just don't like Cannonier.
Cannonier, yeah.
He was a heavyweight. Yeah. Now he's just ripped.
So what about some of the other fights on the 18-second knockout from the Hawes?
Phil Hawes, yeah.
So it's the quick. Yeah, second quickest in the middleweight division.
It was his debut as well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's the thing when it was, isn't it? After it.
I don't know if you've seen Dana White's Contender Series before, but he's from that.
Yeah, he's from that, isn't he? Yeah.
Tuesday Night Contender. Yeah, he actually didn't get the contract the first time round. He didn't get the UFC contract, but obviously COVID, they're giving people chances now.
Yeah, well, they're having to make fights, isn't it? Because they want to make money. So,
yeah, I want to talk about Liliana Shakirova, fucking Howard from Big Bang Theory. Did you see that fight?
Oh my god!
No, I missed it.
Lauren Murphy versus. Did you see that haircut?
Oh my god! I saw.
You know, did she win? She won, didn't she?
No. She got battered, mate.
She got leathered, mate. That girl.
Yeah, she got.
Oh, did she?
Second round being naked choke. But that haircut,
right? Because I seen him in an interview.
I literally clicked on as they were showing like the highlights of that fight at the end, because I've been working. Right. So, and I just had it on in the background when waiting to watch the main fight. But she looked like she got leathered, bro.
Yeah, she did. Although I hate Lauren Murphy, so I kind of wish she didn't get leathered. Yeah, she's a bitch. Yeah, not a fan.
All thoughts and opinions are Sam Brown's own, and they are.
No, everyone thinks the same. Yeah.
So whose weight category is she in? Or are they them two in? Is it Shevchenko's?
Yeah.
One of both?
Yeah, she's just going to lose by murder if she gets that fight. No, she called for it. She might get it, but you don't want it. She's 37 years old, and she's going to go up against in my opinion, the best female fighter in Shevchenko. It's easy work. But I mean, I'd like to see her get knocked out, so I hope she gets the title fight.
Have we got any honourable mentions, Beans?
Big shout out to Nathaniel Wood. He was unlucky tonight. Guy,
Yeah, it was the pace them boys put on. That was a good fight. I think I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah. I watched it.
Nathaniel Wood, he threw 52 leg kicks in 3 rounds. 50 fucking 2. That's fucking mad.
Yeah, I did.
To be honest, there was a few good performances.
There was,
the first fight on the main card, Magomed Ankalaev fighting Iwan Kutalaba.
Yeah.
Round 1 KO.
I missed that.
That was the one where when they fought the first time, Kutalaba pretended to be knocked out.
Possum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play a good possum this
So
time.
he got knocked out again. he got knocked out. So it was a knockout.
Yeah.
Was it a knockout? No.
Cold. Yeah, horrible. I've written down actually terrible stoppage as well because he was unconscious and he probably the ref let him throw like 5-6 more punches when he was on the ground. But yeah, he got brutally knocked out.
That's mad.
I love it.
That is nuts.
Well, guys, this has been eventful. Sam, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We'll have you on again, definitely.
Definitely.
Respect.
Sam, if you want to give out, let people know where they can find you.
Just Twitter, Sammy J Brown 1. That's it.
There you go. Beans, let them know where they can find you, bro.
Insta is Beans8207DE. Twitter is @Beans8207DE.
Awesome. And I'll make sure that I put all of those down there. Thank you so much for hitting us up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the like button. Make sure you tune in again. We're going to be back on very, very soon. Make sure you share.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Make sure you
Sarcasm City podcast.
Tomorrow, Sarcasm
2
City.
shows tomorrow. There's 2 shows tomorrow.
It's always when I'm having my dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Every 7 o'clock, I'm having my dinner.
Sit and have your dinner and watch the podcast.
My missus don't want to listen to
that. Well, listen.
She's not even let me use a laptop tonight.
It's only an hour of your life. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I'm normally in the garage having a smoke. If I normally catch the end, but
make sure you guys tune in tomorrow as well. You'll have me there as a special guest, LYNDRIK Zayla, promoting my album. Also, my project is out on the 30th of this month, next Friday. That's Get to Know You EP Part 1. Make sure you go and check that out. Available on all streaming platforms. If you want to catch me on my socials, is I am LYNDRIK Zayla. Guys, thank you so much for hitting us up. Shout out to Flawless from Sarcasm City. Shout out to Big Tux, Sarcasm City. Shout out to JV. Make sure you guys go and tune into all the other podcasts that are
Big shout out to STRO as well. He'll be back soon as well. He'll be back.
See more in the night.
Co-host and not have to walk to the Octagon.
Yeah, man.
Yes, that's the guy. He'll be back on soon. Don't worry about that. The co-host.
That's the homie. That's the homie. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care of yourselves, and we'll